House was about to produce its very first star. In 1984, a demo tape unlike any other spread like a virus through the clubs of Chicago.
My friend had a copy of 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 a copy. One guy would get a copy of a tape from Frankie, and it would be copied thousands of times all over the city.
There was this one little sequence line, and it was just like a three-note line that just repeated. But when that came on, everyone knew that that was Your Love. I mean, the crowd, everybody. It was a big thing.
Everybody was singing along with the song. Everybody in the whole crowd. And it was the shit. The track was bumping. It was the shit.
Jamie was God to us. We had no idea he was like a kid in his bedroom making music. I thought Jamie was a millionaire in Europe somewhere. I didn't even know he was black.
I hear the song, and I just remember the reasons why I wrote it. So, but a lot of people tell me, you know, that song touched me and this, and I'm grateful, you know, that happened for them.
The son of strict parents, Jamie hadn't even visited the clubs that Your Love was being played in.
I can't let go. We grew up listening to like classical music, gospel music, some pop, some R&B. So I was pretty well-rounded. It's just that it was only certain days you could play that music in the house, pretty much. I was in a relationship with a young lady by the name of Lisa Harris, and we were pretty serious. And it was the first relationship that I had that I felt was really real for me. I was always waiting, looking for that one individual person to feel like I have a connection with. And when I met her, it just happened. I kind of like, and when I talk to her still, because we still talk, I tell her if it wasn't for her, these songs wouldn't have been written. I sent this tape to every company in New York, and they turned it down. This is not what we're looking for. We're not into this. So I was like, fine.
But his tape was huge in the clubs.
Well, I need your love. I need your love. I need your love.
Your Love was the year zero in the evolution of house music.
Listen to it, man. It's just a brilliant track. You know, you take a hit nowadays and you ask somebody what was so good about it. They can't really tell you. Oh, this hook, the hook. Oh, you know, oh, the bass line. Oh, that. But you know, a great song is a great song. And that Jamie did some great songs, like 3 or 4 in a row, and they went all over the city, but they just weren't out on record.
I mean, I feel like it was a divine hand in it, because it was so many different variables. If I wasn't in this situation, I wouldn't have wrote the song. I wasn't going to ever take the tapes to Frankie, so my friend had to do it. If he never would have did it, you know, none of this would be how it is now. I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you right now. So it's a divine situation for me.
I mean, it's still to this day totally hypnotic. The version of Your Love that got released was not the best one. It was
the
okay.
One that was, the one that was released.
It wasn't the best one, you know. I mean, the original still isn't released.
Which I still need to get a copy of that.
Yeah, it's around. I got one.
Okay.
But it's just on tape because it never was on record.
No longer about recycling old disco, house was something new, something fresh. It just wasn't on vinyl until On and On.
Jesse Saunders, on and on. The very first house record. To this day, I've had people offer me $1,000 for this, if not more.
I had noticed that all of the girls thought that he was such a cute guy DJ. And he said he was singing, so I thought I'd put him in front. You know, I thought that, you know, okay, you have a band, you got a cute guy up front, you know, heartthrob for the girls, you got the musicians taking care of business behind the scenes.
So Vince, you know, Vince is the type of person, he's just Mr. Information. He just goes, oh, we do this, and my father has a record label, and it does this, and the pressing plan is here, and this is how you do the label, and this is what you do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, okay,
And we didn't like know what we were making. We were just making music from what we listened to at the club. Everything was 4 on the floor, so that's what we started making, you know.
I recorded like the drums here and the bass and put like overdubs of the keys, all kinds of effects, he sent stuff on there, and then Vince and I, you know, did like this corny little rap.
And Jesse liked this line from White Horse where it said, "Bitch, wanna be rich, got to be a bitch." So it goes on and on. Then Jesse says, "Bitch."
Inside my soul, make me control. On and on. Baby. Just clapping to the beat. Jesse thinks it's me. It's on and on.
Jesse and Vince got their tune into the clubs and onto the radio. By the time they turned up at Imports, etc., On and On was a must-have record.
And they're like, "Where'd you get this record?" And they're like, "We made it. It was us. We did it. We did this record." And the guy said, "Really? What do you mean?" I'm like, "We made the record. It's our record. It's on our record company. See, that's my handwriting on the label."
Vince wrote this. This was just a blank cover. He hand wrote this himself.
He goes, "How many you got?" I'm like, "You might want to think about it, because I got 1,000 of them in my car. How many do you want?" And he says, "I'll take them all. How much do you want for them?" And I very quickly thought to myself, okay, it costs us $1 to make the records. And I want to get $2 at least, because then I'll make 50 cents and Jesse will make 50 cents and we'll be cool. I said $4, figuring the guy would want to negotiate me down. He said okay, and he wrote me a check for $4,000. Jesse and I walked out of the store, got in the car, and screamed. And we were selling 20 and 30,000 records just in Chicago. I was maybe 17, 18 years old driving a Corvette, you know, and flying to New York and doing all this stuff that, you know, up until that point was all just, you know, pipe dreams to me.
It didn't sound like much, but On and On was the spark that triggered the Chicago house boom.
That was the single most important record to me of the 20th century, because it let the non-musician know that he could make music.